Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, just want to make a quick video going over my Meta and Tesla plays because they are my AI plays. Figure we toss that here on the Don Fran Show. So for this particular one, there was some Meta news that came out. Now Meta's my number one position in my investment account, followed up with Tesla. Now I did add to both, but Meta kind of had a little bit of a gap. Meta's probably about to get much more of a gap, and I want to show you guys what the news I'm talking about. So the AI Grid did put a video out, and I even shared this in my group. Meta's talking about a bracelet or some kind of thing that you wear. Now, people were looking at this image viewed for 1 second. So you're going to look at this for 1 second, and this thing is decoding the brainwaves. No surgery, no nothing, just figuring it out through your brainwaves, what you're seeing. Now, that's what it thought it was looking at. That's what it tried to put. I'll play just for 1 quick second. Now, that video right there is actually slowed at 1/4 of the speed, where all the other AI videos are sped up to make you think it's actually processing really fast. And you can kind of see how it's like, it's getting the blacks right. Like, it's kind of making the image out. And a lot of people right now, first of all, this is in-house. Meta hasn't really announced this yet. But, and as ignorant as I am to this whole thing, it just seemed very, very new. A lot of it's going to disrupt a lot of things. Imagine if I were to look at this and this picks up my brainwaves off of glasses, a helmet, a new hat, whatever it is, shows up with this. How does that help with psychiatry, psychology, sleep studies, anything that involve the brain and what you're thinking? You can convey that to somebody. So in the medical field, I think that would absolutely be ridiculous, let alone Meta's going to partner with your Ray-Ban glasses. Maybe I'm butchering it, maybe I'm taking this the wrong way. Either way, I bought a whole lot of Meta. But while people might be making fun of it, don't forget this. This was Will Smith eating spaghetti. This is our first text-to-video prompt right here. Remember this it? Yeah. Like, oh, show me a video of Will Smith eating spaghetti. Look at that. Does look good, by the way. And then everyone made fun of this. Oh, AI is not taking over jobs. Artists are going to be just fine. Look at this troll, just goblin, just eating the spaghetti. And then all of a sudden, Sora comes out with this. Show me a litter of golden retriever puppies. And you can't tell if it's real or not. And that's what makes me think this is. I think right now, we are in the Will Smith and spaghetti stage. So as far as that goes, I just bought more. And like I told my midship group, I'm on the yacht or the Titanic. Either way, I'll bring the shish kebabs, maybe a violin, play you guys a sweet song if it's tanking. But I'm riding this ship down. I'm very bullish. This is my number one AI play. Meta is not joking around when it comes to this. So what I did do today was, instead of buying a bunch of shares, I actually sold the 490 put for this Friday. Now, that paid me $2,500 per contract. So if it does expire below 490, I'll have 100 shares per contract at the strike price, 490. Technically, my average price will be 465 because that's how much I will have paid into it. But let's say it expires at, let's say we're down here. I get the shares and it's up at 490. I just have $2,500 per contract, free internet money. The reason why I chose that was I just wanted to make sure that I was in it. I was gonna buy shares. Flat out going to buy shares. Someone in the group said, hey, would you sell the 480s or the 460s? I was like, all right, let me check this out. I decided I'll get some money for it. So I sold a little bit in the money. If it does pop up, it'll expire worthless, and I'll just get to keep all the money, 100% play. Won't be upset at that, but I will have to just buy shares. At that point, I'll probably just sell the 490s again until it does get assigned, or if we start to really creep this thing back up, I'll probably have to just buy. So that being said, I know the internet lives forever. We'll see how this plays out, right? That's my play on Meta that I took today. And then last but not least, Tesla. So I told you guys last night, I think the risk in Tesla is more to the upside than the downside. There's just not a lot I think Elon's going to come to the table and bring up that we don't already know and have already talked about. So don't get me wrong, they could come out and talk about cash issues. They could talk about a lot of things and really send this thing south. But I think a lot of that has already been talked about, and the people that are going to sell probably already have. So if it's bad, what do we dud this thing out to sell for a little bit more? We're not really hitting anybody's choke point. If we haven't hit it yet, don't etch this in stone, but I feel like they're in it for the ride. It's kind of like the Bitcoin holders. Bitcoin was down. Like, we were already this much. Like, you think we're going to get off now? I mean, some people probably will make the emotional mistake of selling at the bottom. They might just sell and watch this thing go to 80. I've seen some crazy price targets on this, and I just don't care. There is so much bearish news, so many bear targets from 120 to 190, 80, 40. They're all over the place. Not a single person talking about it going up. If Elon even comes out and says, actually, we're better off than I thought we were, then I think this thing sends it. So today I ended up buying it's not a hedge, it's my YOLO play. I bought the 150 strike calls for this Friday. Now, if they are up tomorrow, I will close most of them. I'll take the free internet money. My job is to make money. I just can't call my whoever's billing me and say, hey, I'm going to make it next week if you don't mind. Pretty big earnings. Can I pay you then? I still have to pay my bills. So I can't just YOLO silly money. That being said, if tomorrow they're down and then we're all just down, it's 0 to hero. Risk in capital, which means it's going to 0 or I'm making money. This is an earnings play, so hopefully it just sends it up. But if it's up and I got chips on the table, I'm just going to take most of them off. And then I'll just ride a few contracts north if it goes that way. But if it goes south, like I explained in my video earlier, when volatility picks up, I get to spend less and make the same. So I'm spending less, risking less, possibly making the same. I don't go throwing out the same numbers hoping to really make a lot more or lose it even faster. And that's what a lot of people do, and it really spirals them out of control and really tags those emotions. So I'm not doing that. Now, somebody asked me in the group today, they said, how much would I have to go out to counteract Vega? Which is true, because if this does go up, you're going to have Vega crush as far as earnings go. So this could be and you guys, if you're new to options, might have experienced this. You bought a call. It went up, but your contract went down. There are other factors involved here. Vega during earnings week will be one of those. But also, there is a slight chance if it sends it up, Vega just might increase on this. So that will be a double-edged sword, I believe, for Tesla. And again, that's why I try to warn everybody that when volatility is this high, it's hard for me to come out here on YouTube and say bullish or bearish. Because to even say that with a degree of confidence outside of this is what I think, that's where I put my money, that would just be very irresponsible. I'll let the nerds on Twitter and Instagram lie to you and tell you they knew it was coming. Sure, you'll believe them anyway. If it's wrong, they'll disappear. If it's right, they knew it a million miles away. And if you still fall for that, I don't know. I guess I'm not your person. Sucks to suck. Good luck. All jokes aside, you probably won't be here next year if that's the kind of advice you take off online. But just wanted to come on here and talk about that. The two plays I took today was selling the 490 put on Meta, which is a bullish play. And then I also bought calls, the 150 strike for this Friday. That's going to be my earnings play. I have a lot of Tesla. Deltas-wise, I'm pretty long Tesla. Just didn't feel like taking a hedge. I have a really hard time shorting something that's down this much, especially an AI ticker around earnings. And don't get me wrong, I think there could be a slowdown. I think chips, I'm not entirely sure how much trouble Nvidia's in. I'll make a video about that play later. But and I've said it before. I even said the stock. I do think the S&P, we're at the 5% mark. I think we hit the 9-10% mark. We got plenty more red to come, I think. But that being said, I just think tech is the wild card. I think we're one tweet, one robot announcement away from really sending things. And I told you guys, don't be the reason I'm going over what a rip your face off rally is. I'm not going to just jump in short right after we're down that much. The short plays are up here. The real bears, they have their stops in the green. They're just trailing. They're on the gain train. This green day was nothing to them. In Tesla, yeah. Imagine going short now. Can you believe that? Where's the peak at? Let's just grab it from the peak. How much is Meta down? Can you imagine? So Meta's there. Oh, so it's down 66%. And that's when you entered your short position? You're like a regular Fibonacci. Holy cow. Absolutely not. I'd rather not be in the play. In this case, I did like it for the upside. Just because you're not short doesn't mean you have to be long. Sitting out is a play, especially on earnings week. There's an announcement. It's a binary event, right? There's an announcement. It's going to go up. It's going to go down. See you on the other side. That's kind of how my play is right now. So anyway, you guys will see me live tomorrow on Don Fran Trading. So we'll see how this plays out, I guess. Anyway, have a good one.